cultures that are imperialistic. They are what? And I put it on my pile of books, and I thought, I wonder who that's by. I grabbed it off. Edward Said. And he is one of the leading supporters. Well, I think he died of cancer some years ago, but after September 11th, this is copyright 1993, after September 11th, Edward Said, a University of California at Berkeley, I think, just went off mad, crazy. He was one of those people saying that it was all the West's fault, and that the Taliban were freedom fighters, and Al-Qaeda were just defending their freedom. They're fighting for freedom against tyrannical America. It's just backwards, you know? So, after that, I wasn't sure if I wanted to get it, but I don't have any books by the bastard. And it'd be a good video series someday. 2-3 videos on the crap in there, like I did on Jared Diamond's Guns, Germs, and Steel. As Mark Stein bought a copy of Guns, Germs, and Steel, and he said, I thought that was a very timely topics, you know, about everything that's going on today, civilizations and the clash. And he said, but fool on me and fool on anyone else who wasted their money on this book. He's right about that. And I suspect that culture and imperialism is the same thing. How about Just and Unjust Wars by Michael Walzer? I don't know if it's going to be any good. In fact, I really, really doubt it, because I don't know what he'll call an unjust war. Copyright 1977. That's unjust war theory. So I thought that's worth adding to my pile. The Fall of Japan by William Craig. I don't know if I need another book on Japan. Every time I see one, I get it, and now I've got like 6 or 8. And it's not like it's the most urgent topic for me. The reason I'm interested in it is because I want to know more about how they became the 2nd largest economy on the planet. And Germany, how did they become the 3rd largest economy on the planet, behind America, by accepting our system? And but what was the whole, what were all the steps in there? So this is published 1967, The Fall of Japan. The next one, The Education of Henry Adams, Volume 2. I have Volume 1 in Utah. I have Volume 2. Indians, Privateers, and High Society. This is about smuggling and such in the United States during the colonial period. Boy, that leaf is just about to fall apart. I usually take the leaves off anyway because I think that's so much more handsome. And this is by Bertram Lippincott, 1961. Another one about colonial America. The Private Franklin, The Man and His Family. Quite a large book. But even at that, only 300 pages without the index. I don't know how good it's going to be. I don't know if the Private Franklin is as interesting as the Public Franklin. But now I have a chance to find out. Another one about the colonial period in America, which will bring to an end our history section. Iron Tears, America's Battle for Freedom, Britain's Quagmire, 1775 to 83. I have a copy of this in Utah, which I purchased at full price. So I saw this in virtually mint condition, except not quite, just barely less than mint condition. No markings anywhere. In perfect condition. What kind of idiot bonehead puts this out for $1? I don't know. Okay, very short fiction section here. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, 50 cents. I've got multiple copies, and I'll keep on getting more copies. 3 plays by Henry Gibson. Hedda Gabler, A Doll's House, and Wild Duck. Again, multiple copies of those, and I'll need more. Herzog by Saul Bellow. This is a fiction story about a guy who keeps writing letters of indignation and complaint and stuff, and most of them are unsent, some of them are sent as I understand. I don't know, I haven't read it, but he writes them to people like Friedrich Nietzsche and Aristotle or Socrates or something, and Jesus. He wrote one to Jesus. Letters of Complaint. The Red Badge of Courage by Stephen Crane. I have 2 copies of this in this same binding, so that's number 3 copy in this binding. That'll be lovely someday when I get around to needing to read that in class with students. Okay, that's it for the fiction section. Next is philosophy, and then Greece, or something like that. Philosophy, and then Greece, and then something else. Constitutionalism, pardon me, ancient and modern. What? That's interesting. I can see why it's out there for $1, because who the hell would want it? But Charles Howard McIlwaine, 1947 publication date. First edition 1940, revised 1947. That's got to be pretty good. Ancient and modern. I don't know if it's going to go over Greece, but it must do, because it starts, chapter 2 is the ancient conception of constitution, chapter 3 is constitutionalism of Rome. So that'll be just fascinating. And this one, Concepts and Case Analysis in the Law of Contracts by Marvin A. Charlestein. I already read a few pages into this, and it's definitely a book by an economist for economists, but it looks like it'll be pretty good. Copyright 1990. Fairly fresh and new. Gold and Liberty by Richard M. Salzman. Now this you can still obtain to this day from the Ayn Rand Institute for a fair sum, you know, $15, $12 or whatever, for the full price. You don't get a discount from them unless they have it on sale. I got it for a goddamn $1. Again, these people don't know what is slipping through their hands. They don't know what they have. It's almost a shame, but I'm the beneficiary of it, so I don't mind so much. I would almost go and complain to somebody, but if they can't sell the books, then they can't sell the books, and I have to rescue them. Plato's Symposium. Got a couple copies of that. We'll keep on getting more copies of anything like Plato, Aristotle, just about anything. Ancient Greece. Doesn't matter what it is, I'll get it for $1. Bacon's The New Organon. So this is the philosophy section, yeah. The New Organon. I forget what it is all about, but we'll see. As I remember, it was called the Organon, was the organization of Aristotle's writings and ideas. And the New Organon was to replace or update that? I'm not sure. But that's Bacon. It is a 30-page introduction, but then it's actual Bacon's writing, so that'll be a great thing to have. Hegel, Reason in History. Short, sweet. This is actually put together from lecture notes by his students. So Hegel didn't write it. He doesn't have transcripts. What he did was he just delivered some rambling lectures. The notes have come down to us, and they've been cobbled together into this. I don't know how good that'll be. Plato's Apology, Crito, and Phaedo. So there's 3 of Plato's books in this lovely little edition for 48 cents, not even for $1. And let's see when this was printed. 1897. Good God. Yes, 1897. Jesus, it's in pretty good shape at that. I would have thought the 30s or 40s. Wow. Okay. Greek Tragedies, Volume 3. Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides. I've got a couple copies of this, and I also have Volume 1 and 2, or else at least Volume 1 or 2. The Odyssey by Homer. What? I got it torn up here at the corner. Other than that, though, fine copy. What? That's a solid binding. Oh man, for $1? What? I guess if no one will buy it. So now that was the Odyssey. On the same goddamn trip, got the Iliad.